game. Of all the ways of watching Starship Troopers, weirdly enough, though, the movie is the worst. The animated TV series is excellent. The book's also really good. But I would say that the animated series is the best way, but it's incomplete. They never got to finish it. Which sucks, but it was really good. On what thing? Epic. I believe it's Epic anyway. Your dudes stuck in the metal base heal themselves because they can't fix the oxygen. Let's get Murder the Abbey Grange. Have I just spoken to you? No, I don't think I have. So, oh, right, yeah, okay. Might be crossplay with the Steam version. It's definitely something to look into. What have I got? Sailor's knots. Okay, I've got to go and perform analysis on the sailor's knots. I've got to go and anal the sailors. I said what I said. Oh my god, look at the texture on his arm. That's Hunt's texture on the Doge.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Doge takes his discovery. It's his arms. It's specifically his arms. Like, I know graphical limitations. I know that graphics, you know, aren't Frogware's specialty or focus. I mean, you can tell by Sherlock's hair. But my good god. I know what they were going for, but ouch. Examine the rope.
Let us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope.
I look like I have scissors, cutters, and knife. What for a knife? Knife to meet you.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Oh. This is not tearing, I mean true. Oh, okay. I just got it in one. Cool. Sharp knife, knotted rope. Rope was cut once with a sharp knife and tied quickly in sailor's knots. I couldn't indicate the intruder had a sailor's background. Sailor. The person who was visiting that night was probably a sailor. Look for the sailor. Oh. Search for possible sailor suspects. Or do I have to go back to the Grange and say, hey, do you keep any sailors around here? You know, you got any semen in your trough? I just remembered a bit from a video. I only speak to sailors. Watson, what are you doing? No, that's Lestrade. Lestrade, what are you doing?
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
Lestrade just asked me not to look at him like that.
Holmes, don't look at me like that.
I get him nervous.
I don't know what to think about all this.
Turn him off his game.
His game is he's about to lick a fucking window. He's Lestrading. Oh my god.
Judge you for...
Yes, he does though. That's Lestrade's whole thing.
What a horrible thing to have happened.
Diesel, and welcome. Thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. Welcome to the clutch. He's looking for clues. You don't need to lick glass for clues. Yeah, I do.
It could be tasty. There could be a substance on the window that you can only get by licking.
Ah, yes, the 1800s Coke windows.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much, she deserves some rest.
Okay. So I need to find some sailor suspects. What? Are you? Are you a suspect? Those feet.
Barefoot. He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
Sus. Nothing. There's something in here?
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Camera in this is amazing at times. And by amazing, I mean terrible. Yeah, but where? They say you got tabletops in there in absolute sour mood due to being robbed many times over. For hours later, I'm still in sore losing coping mode. Yeah, this is a reason why I don't... Oh, well, thanks. Thanks for alerting me. This is now a thing I need to go and look at. After, you know, trying to forcibly eject me from Baker Street. Jesus. That's why I don't play a lot of competitive games. Or if I do, I'm playing them with friends, aka, you know, Fortnite. Attempt to lead the dude to the endless hill is the one that might get rescued or die. Ah, that's fine, just childhood course for the sun. This. Search. Gonna be chemistry. Nope. 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 Yeah. Newspapers? 1893. Rock of Gibraltar's arrival. Arrival of the Rock of Gibraltar, a ship returned. The Rock of Gibraltar, a bulk carrier from the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, Cunard Building, James Street, London, has returned from a 6-month voyage through India, New Zealand and Australia. The ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family, owning land and 10 mines in Australia. This reportedly beautiful young lady is presently engaged to Sir Eustace Brackenstall, one of the wealthiest gentlemen in Kent. That's a one.
Here it is.
You're playing Bloodborne, the board game is chaos. Oh, yeah, I saw that come out many years ago and thought, yeah, that sounds like a great thing to play with friends. Right. Task for Wiggins.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton,
We're going to pull Wiggins out of our
line,
pocket, apparently.
its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
The specialists. Why is Watson still in that same position over there? Just why? The specialist, yeah.
Wiggins, would you come upstairs, please?
That was not Sherlock's voice. I don't know who said that, but that was not Sherlock's voice.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If
That is
you
also
could
not a child.
borrow
It is not.
there will be
That is
half
a very,
guinea
very
for
small
every one
adult
of you.
model.
I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is
Yeah.
better than the Yard in many ways.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it.
What?
Good work, young Wiggins.
Why can't you put it back? Why is it too risky? What? Oh, it's East India Trading Company. They probably thought he was a goods to be loaded and sent off to a different country. You want to show me? Oh, there it is. Lip syncing. Yeah. From the hydraulic press. That's not like a child. Yeah, that is not a kid whatsoever. I mean, Jesus Christ. That is just a scaled down adult.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Okay, so it's not that one, because it's right there. Departure from Australia. That arrived 5 days after the murder date. That left a whole month before. And, oh, this one. Ah, this one departed 3 years after the murder. Okay, so... Oh my god, one of the doctors was there, Peter Davison.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. I do not Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. This list shows the...
Sure.
This list...
Is that it?
Mr.
Do I have to go and find everyone? Oh my god, why?
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Yeah, I have. Oh my god.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Oh, what? This is not how you do deduction.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
I don't. Process of elimination. Yeah, but we've already got the dude.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Yeah.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
What? Out of that entire list, there was only one of those departures that was around, and there was only one person on that list. Surely that would have been enough to deduce who it was. But no, I've got to go find all the wrong people as well. Call him. Sure.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Well, you better gonna kick it soon. You're gonna get hell aside. So good night, people. Good night, Trin. Thanks for coming as long as you did. And I'll see you later. What do I call him? Very soon it's not gonna be. Do I just get Wiggins to do it?
Wiggins, could you find a way
Yes.
to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
I love that Wiggins is just, has clearly been told, don't listen to what Watson says.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to
Fucking
know
hell,
why.
that is a bid you could lose a
it is
badger
important
in.
that we talk. You will soon understand why.
I'm sorry, what?
What? That's a bid you could lose a badger in.
What the? Okay.
Honest.
I wouldn't say a badger.
I would.
Me?
Rule 1 of working for me, ignore Watson. I love it, just let me stop there. Newspaper ink. Okay. Oh, we're going down the feet. Oh god. Clean boots. And his sea knife. Sea knife, yes, it's in his pocket.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated.
Very
Once you
abrupt,
learned
Holmes.
that I wanted to
Yeah.
see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... And what do you know?
That evening,
Oh.
you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be
Sure.
right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Sailor's not. Poor health. Old bruises, items, silverware, ship crew.
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Shark. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
Repair your porthole.
That night.
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
These
Now I
cases are getting
understand why you
shorter.
dissected the bell rope.
Would you prefer I dissect your bell end? Oh. Stop getting short again. I know, right? Captain of the Killers. So Eustace was murdered by one person and who was visiting that night. The murderer is tall and agile and a high-ranking sailor. Arrest or absolve. Arrest Jack Crocker as a murderer and you'll bring him and his accomplice Lady Brackenstall to justice. Or absolve. The murder was committed in self-defense. Jack Crocker defended a woman against a violent and dipsomaniacal man. The mystery is solved, but you decided to keep it secret, so there's no need to inform the police. You know what? We're going to absolve them. I'm going to laugh if this is the last case.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again?
Because then I'd need to fire up the PS5 and download the next game. Barely an hour has passed. Jesus Christ. 3 hours later, then sometime later, barely an hour.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London.
He did get abused, like I said, letting him go very easy. Same.
It's true.
Hey!
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots.
I think I've got it correct.
Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it.
He intends me to
Now it
soft
is time
piano.
to end this.
Yep. Jesus Christ. Whoa, 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 whoa! No, no, my dude! No, 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 no. Ugh.
Sorry about feeling an abuser, my guy.
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations.
QTE? Yes, I got a QTE to stop
See
him
here,
offing
Captain
himself.
Crocker. We'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality.
I was not prepared for
Your
a
devotion
QTE.
pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei.
I was
You are
very
acquitted,
surprised.
Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
Watson, you camping man? Yep. He's been promised a good boofing.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Fucking crafty. So Eustace was murdered by Captain Jack Crocker, who was visiting Lady Brackenstall that night. They staged it as a robbery by the Randall gang. Crocker used a sea knife to cut the bell rope to tie the lady, and then hid the silverware in the well. Jack Crocker defended a woman against a violent and dipsomaniacal man. You decided to keep a secret. Clues found 16. Conclusion. Let's see. Hey, fucking perfect. Correct conclusion and all clues found. Yep, I'm accepting that. I've gone back to being neutral. What the fuck? Oh my god, why Poggies? The Kew Gardens drama. Hang on. Hang on, I want to find out just how long this game actually is. As in how many cases there are. Oh, will you piss off Steam? I swear, every Thursday, Steam says, hey, look, something on your wish list on sale. Fuck off. Sherlock Holmes and Punishment. Just going to use a walk. I'm just going to look up a walkthrough and then look at how many cases there are. Oh, there we are. So the case after this one is the final case. The Kew Gardens drama is the penultimate case, and after that we have one more case, and then that's it. We actually might finish today. Bollocks. You may have been watching Doug. That's a reasonable excuse.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
He's playing pizzicato.
Hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
Not
I
the
increased
bees.
the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked.
Bees.
We will have honey all year round.
Oh my god, Sherlock.
And dangerous.
They're
not
domestic
dangerous.
bees. Apis mellifera. Such industrious workers. Anyway,
They're
Watson,
bees, they're
I am
neither.
sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing is
I'm in a
thrilling as
hurry,
this
he said
experiment,
after sitting
a
there
theft
plucking
of
at his
plants of the
violin.
Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Oh my god.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Oh my god, we have found the most human Sherlock has ever fucking been. And it's towards bees. Yeah. Chronicles, souvenirs. Aye. Wait, what's the souvenir? Sherlock, you nicked one of the forks as a souvenir. Okay, Sherlock. Yeah, sure. Oh, God. Wow. Oh, God. Hi, Watson.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours.
Oh, my God. Still. I'm going to check every case, because one of these days it's going to be different.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Oh, Toby's pull of Dresden. Oh, paper-eating Doge. Okay. Mutual theft take place in the Royal Botanic Gardens. Kew. Holmes investigates and reveals a somber trail of deceit. Deceit. Deception. And intrigue. And also boofing. Plenty of gay sex in the carriage. And very, very bad reflection textures. Ah, yes, the book that keeps changing its texture.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
She's going to be important for that last case to put 1,000 points on it. Oh, God. Oh, I mean, she was in the last one, and the last one,
What are we
broke.
doing, Holmes?
Let us find someone who could help us.
Watson says, when have you been taller than Sherlock?
Canon thing that I think I've ever seen in this game.
Yeah. It's like,
No, what? No.
you got new shoes.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this
He's
is my
taller
friend
there.
and
What the
colleague,
fuck?
Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge.
But it was accurate in
A
that
small
little bit. It
favour
was just
for a
when they were
friend.
standing next to each
Now,
other,
to whom
facing
do I
each
have the
other,
pleasure of
that
speaking?
apparently Watson was
I
taller.
am Martin Hamish. I am the deputy director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He
Well,
works here.
you just
I
mentioned
am
someone short
delighted
and
to
fat.
meet you. What can you tell us about
Guess
the
who just showed
plants?
up?
They were rare and exceptional plants.
It's Dresden. He's
We
going to
presented them at
the...
our last exhibition.
Yes, he's going to be
We
right in
haven't
front of you.
removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the
shoes
evening after the
deflated.
exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced.
They were platform
No,
shoes.
but I would imagine
He
that
slipped
for a
off his
thief
bum
it
bum.
would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no
Oh
guards
my
here.
God.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
The case of the deflating shoes.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy
Is he
are
okay?
you
I don't
referring
think
to?
he is.
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh, dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that.
He's very not
So
okay. He
suddenly-
is not.
It was terrible.
What the hell is the texture
Excuse me,
of that
gentlemen,
portrait?
But I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
Needs AJ for hydration reminder. Why do we get the feeling that Holmes knew all along? Also, Watson, why the massive disparity between your head hair and your nostril positions?
What should we do next, Holmes?
Yeah, man, hug. Plants list.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Biblis. That's Mario syndrome.
Do not touch.
But what?
Do not touch.
That is not Sherlock's voice. This is Sherlock's voice.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
And here is...
Do not touch.
I've got to see something. I've got to try and see something.
Do not touch.
Is Watson speaking?
What should we do next, Holmes? Do not touch.
He is! What the... I'm examining something and Watson's speaking! Oh, this. He's taller than me again. I think we found where things started breaking. Shoulder, Watson.
Do not touch.
Do it again. Oh, he's following me. He's following me closely. That's worrying.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
You're welcome to touch it. I fear of touching it because when I try to interact with it, Watson speaks. Hey, hello and welcome. Thank you for your contribution to the SCP Stream Challenge. Thank you also to Q for your contribution to the SCP Stream Challenge.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Like your body?
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
That's not shoulder height.
This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Okay, I suppose. Yeah, okay, then yeah, I suppose that is sort of shoulder height. Broken esconson.
The esconson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
I think I need to inspect these footprints, Mr. Boofson.
The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Fragments.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Looks like a mushroom.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
I had to actually...
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Soiled pickles.
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of The Awakened.
Okay, so now we have two games that are canonically linking the fact that fucking Cthulhu happened. Okay. Okay. Just you wait. Just you wait. Next game is Devil's Daughter. The game after that is The Awakened, the new version. And after that, we're going to finish on the remastered original Awakened. With teleporting Watson.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Ooh. Blue on fountain. Are you okay, Ryder? Are you having a bit of a stronk? Oh, yeah.
Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Okay, so the position of that one makes it look like the dragon skull is holding the knife. It's kind of cool. But also...
Blood. Blood.
Oh my god, we've got a new one.
Blood. 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 Blood.
Well, I think we've got a bit of a sample size there. No. No. Breaking the door first. Then knocking over the pot, and then falling on the fence. These games. Oh no. Oh, smashy. Oh no. Oh no, I'm dead.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague
I
Dunn
mean, yeah, it's a tool
damaged
for
the
Dora
door
to
of the
do.
Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Yes, Watson, you've already said as much. I need to search archives for the stolen plants.
Very strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent.
Detergent.
The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
Thief.
These windows were perfectly cleaned.
I'm guessing he was clocked over the head there. Sneef.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
But only part of it. Dildos for the brave.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
That man was absolutely murdered. Murdered. Collection, done was trapped. Perform an autopsy. Sure. Sure. But no, I don't perform an autopsy yet. I've got to look at this first. Oh.
According to this, they have light and moisture control
I
in some
done,
parts
yeah.
of the building.
Yes, Capius? Can I help you as you appear to be staring blankly into nothing?
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
They're having a conversation about dinner right now.
Sorry. Squeaky. Having fun? Always. The squeaky hinge gets the
According to this,
plunge.
they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. According to this, dry tropics.
Hinge.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
These are all fake pots. The country girls make do room. Oh my god. And I thought mine was bad for, you know, cat and dildos for the brave.
They're just behaving badly.
What are you, Dresden?
Yes, it's behaving badly.
Bonk. Oh, you little bitch. Spun around quickly and definitely ducked underneath the bonk.
He was behaving badly.
Dry tropics.
You're definitely not getting fed early. Chonkus Maximus. Capius!
There is a smell of burning.
Ah, yes. What gave us away? Surely the smell of burning, not the smoke.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
That's a shit.
A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the Colonial Collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
What fireplace?
The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely
What fireplace? Did he mean to say fire? Oh, you know, this is not a fireplace.
The broom handle was half burned.
The fuck? What the fuck?
Someone set it alight, but it did not burn.
Be a fireplace.
Someone tried to burn a gas mask. They're specifically designed so that's not easy to do.
A protective mask.
You might fuck me.
The remains of a picture frame.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, Dresden.
That's all I know.
Yeah. Oh my good god. Oh, Doctor Who fans in here. At least it's not going to be from, I can't remember which one it was. Well, at least it's not going to be the whole thing of, you know, finding money on a bench, and it was modern British money. That is still one of the biggest oopsies of the Sherlock series so far. Dresden, whatever you're doing, please stop.
He's pitching a fit.
Colonial Collection. Water lily greenhouse. Palm house. Dry tropics. Ventilation system. Seed house.
The way Sherlock says seed house.
Seed house. Nursery.
Too bad I want a Doctor Who mix with Sherlock game now. You and the entire fan community of both Sherlock Holmes and Doctor Who.
Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory. Reserve.
Okay.
A map of Kew Gardens.
I did not do anything for that to happen. Get Supernatural and recreate Super Who lock. Yeah, you're not wrong. Those are three very overlapping fan groups. And I have never seen properly one of those.
A ventilation
three.
system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
Uh-huh. I watched the first episode.
A ventilation...
Not get into it.
And nor could I. I mean, it also, you know, doesn't help that my ex's sister was heavily into it, so, you know, Watson, please. Just Watson, please.
Seed house.
Oh my god.
Locked. Locked.
We've had both blood and locked in the same cutscene now. Cutscene case. But what the fuck is going on with the movement in this? Why am I getting objects of interest now, but I can't do anything with them? Yeah, nah. We've yet had closed. We have not had closed yet. We have not had gin either. We have, however, had the hot tea.
Closed.
Right. Oh my god, Watson.
Locked. Seed house. Nursery. Locked.
Okay, so
Locked.
the seed house and the nursery are both locked. I am not worried about that whatsoever. I'm worried about these bloody bastard controls though. What the fuck? I'm wondering if the theft was done to cover up the murder. Oh, what?
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Why? What?
Farmhouse.
I don't even what? Also, why this sudden bit of music?
According to
Finding up to two different crimes occurring close together, no relation between them is hilarious to me. True, yes.
Time.
Fiduciary. Fiduciary, precious. I may not know many legal terms. I do know a couple of funny sounding ones. Do you work here? We already know that. Red eyes. Wept recently. Consumed by grief. No shit, Sherlock, you were there. Shaving cut. Clean hands.
do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
What the fuck was the point of that line of inquiry? What the actual fuck was the point? Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Thank you for stepping backwards. I almost called him Warlock. Oh, I can't turn his tap off. And we go into the...
Locked.
Ah. And we go into the...
Locked.
Ah. Thank you, Ride. Talking to Mr. Hamish. Myopic, inexpensive glasses. Dirty collar. Filthy boy. More than just his collar. Unmarried. So the only amount of dirt you're picking up on is... Oh, gardener's hands. Not the fact that the rest of him is also dirty, just the collar.
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Fine.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director
Those
of
glasses
Kew
made your
Gardens.
stream buffer.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
What the fuck? Sherlock, what is it with your lazy interrogation, Nelly? I've got to go and search the archives for 3 different things at this one. What the shit? And let's go poke around on a corpse first. Let's go corpse poking. Look at their thighs. They are almost inside each other.
Cozy.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy, then.
Easy, P. And... what? Lights fix itself, but...
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Bits.
This watch is of great value. A membership card for the London Crest Club. A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
Just yoink. Mr. F. Wayne, director of Wayne & Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibit at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it's surely necessary to mention all the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. Montague Dunn. Oh, okay. Mr. Dunn was a bit of a twat. Watson has not followed me. I was about to turn around to him and ask him to do something. Watson? Watson, you are a medical doctor. You know we're going to do an autopsy. Why are you standing around hanging near the front door? Fine, I'll do it myself.
Locked.
Yeah. Locked me in. And then tried to run off. Before I could ask him about where his hat was. Very green in here. Body.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination. No redness, stings, or bruises.
Very weird looking fingers, though.
Nothing suspicious here.
Oh my god! What's his fingernail on the side of his finger? Oh, that's not right! Oh, God! Reminds you of the mortuary assistant. Oh, God, that game.
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal.
Basically, nothing's pointing to an actual heart attack.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in
Means
the
it
water
was
lily green.
Myrtle!
Sure. Who's foul?
Now, let us examine the internal organs.
You... What the fuck? I have several questions. First of all, why was the sound of draping cloth being used? Secondly, where's the blood? Thirdly, why does he have Fisher-Price organs? How you have to look at this. That is not how organs.
Somebody borrowed some and replaced them with fakes.
They look so plastic. I'm sorry, the stomach is neon green.
I think he's got green.
The large intestine looks like it's a belt you'd see from fucking Doctor Who.
I got nothing.
Falsely wears ribs. Yeah, where's his bone structure in general?
Going to first. I'm actually going to cook him, but then you interrupt her.
But
Rude.
why are his lungs less than an inch away from the surface of the skin? This is not how organs. This. This is from the same developers who did Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, which was a little bit more gruesome. Anyways, at least his nipples are there. No, they've been cut off. Look, they cut them in right in half, right below the little pointy out bit.
What should be concerning is that it looks like the pants are actually sewed onto the body.
Yeah. I'm kind of, expecting as soon as I start clicking, the head is going to come up and just go, get your hands off my organs. That is not a stomach. At least they
The
exist.
stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
Oh, this is so...
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death. The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
Enlarged? That's bigger than his fucking lungs!
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
Why does it look like a chestnut? Oh, holy...
Well, I mean, at least you can say for sure that this man was not well.
Yeah, nor would I be going around with a chest full of Fisher-Price organs. Well, you look like a cockhead.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
Especially from that angle. That's a straight old fucking penis. Oh, what the shit
The
is
tissue
that?
on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
How can you tell just from looking at that? And don't think I didn't see the little, pipe of the stomach hiding behind the heart. What the shit is this?
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
Oh.
The heart
worst example
tissue
of
shows
life
no
finds a
visible
way.
pathological signs.
Yeah.
suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean...
Yes, it is murder.
We should inform Lestrade.
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
What the?
The challenge, Holmes?
What?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Well,
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No. We also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
what about Miss
And
White?
also Miss White.
Oh, there we are.
Spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson. It is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that is a scarily accurate depiction of Holmes. You're enjoying this, aren't you? More than a little.
Maybe
That was-
like us.
Yeah.
All the drugs.
Yeah, true. Find the stolen plants, find the plants used to kill Mr. Montague Dunn, inspect Kew Garden staff more than so evidence. So we've got these things to, to find. Like, so presumably we're going to find which of those plants is poisonous, and then we're going to narrow it down from that. Backer Street. Bond's been saying to the Abyss again. Yep, and we'll learn all about that in Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. That's going to be a fun one. Oh yeah, letters. I have the letter from the from my previous one. Dear Mr. Holmes, I finally found the courage to write you a letter. I can scarcely find the words to express my gratitude for your kindness. On that terrible day, I believed my life to be ruined, but at the same time, I realised there is to be one person in the world who I truly loved me, and I who I loved in return. His name we both know. He is Captain Jack Crocker. His love has given me the true reason to live. Even if we cannot be together in the end, now this could have happened without you, Mr. Holmes. Yes. Yes. I am good. Oh, there's another one. A colossal scandal in high society. The well-known, remarkable archaeologist, the pride of our nation, Sir Rodney Bentcliffe, has been found murdered. I didn't even do that one on purpose. The crime took place at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane, location of the archaeologist's most recent research. But what was most truly shocking is the murder of Sir Rodney was at the hand of his former friend and partner, Percival Blinkhorn. The death sentence is the only possible punishment for this breed of villain. Fell on you. Chemistry, poisons and toxins.
That is not... That is...
Meh. Hey, hello and welcome. Thank you for your contribution to the SCP Stream Challenge. Injuries, criminality, tree, footprints, ballistics, martial arts, marks and symbols. Newspapers. It's not going to be newspapers, is it? Encyclopedias. And architecture. I'm sorry, what the fuck? Early relay. Oh my god. Wow. In every game since The Awakened, there's been at least one Cthulhu reference now. Fine. I'm sorry, that one. Why not dynamite? What the fuck kind of book title is that?
Explosive one.
That was a dud joke. Does it plants full of points? Ah. HP's everywhere. I mean, one of the previous games that they did was basically Sherlock Holmes versus Cthulhu, and there's been a reference to that ever since each one of the games. These plants have certain toxicity in common or more or less variable. Dinocarvorous, Caliente, blah 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 blah. The first three can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florum diabolica. Oh, we haven't seen Florum diabolica, and also Carnelia inebre. And also, basically, the first three here are the first three here as well. There's also Prunus Samaritina. And Coralandia Orand, Hemophastatopus, the Biblis, the Genesis. All of these are on this list. Only under very specific conditions, plants should react to a progressive aggression against which it will issue deadly spores.
Here it is.
Okay. Search a symbol of the broken pot. Symbol on a broken pot. Glyph means divine, if I'm not mistaken, which means we want to look at religious symbols.
That is not the one I need. That is...
Oh, there, Divine Scholastic Syndicate. For vegetarian veneration, the members of the Syndicate worship Trowan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves in the material world, so generous stations are appreciated.
Here it is.
But we seek to be rid of the material world. Give me money.
Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
But money is a very material thing. Seymour's Gardens, garden equipment and supplies. We're a premier supplier for all your landscape, gardening and timber requirements. Full range supply and delivery of sands, soils, mulches, pots, anything you may need. 3 Blurton Road, London. Mulch.
Here it is.
The following 3 plants were proven lethal to humans. The realization of the toxic process is fairly difficult, for it requires a particular chemical fertilizer, natural stimulation, and nutrition. The caterpillars should work. What caterpillars? What caterpillars? Caterpillars. Sherlock is very close to stroking Watson's knee. Yeah. Right, can I go in now, Mr. Grumpy? Oh my god, that's a lot more stuff.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, oh, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Sure. Right. I'm going to have to be right back. I'll go feed the cats. In a sec. Okay, return. Sorry about that. Just remember that I need to turn off a alarm. Gesundheit. Apparently you're allergic to being woken up. Thank you, Rod.
As Deputy Director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better.
Oh, no.
You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression. Great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
Okay, yeah. What was this, lifestyle you're hinting at?
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and...
And...
He had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
What? You're really dragging this dude's reputation through the dirt.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he's trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
I'm thinking the son did him in.
For example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure.
Because you know what would happen if you were to clean up a crime scene?
That must
You'd
have
have
been
really
terribly
clean
humiliating.
hands.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he... Why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
I am starting to think that the son killed the father because of, all the putting down and all that kind of stuff, and the final straw was, Albert the son had eyes for Miss White, and his father, being all as he was around her, was making her ignore him, so, yeah. I think that's what's happened.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you for the hydration reminder, Phoenix, and I'll have to quickly do a cappuccino. Which means I need to generate a kipper. Image existing. That's a very big kipper. That's a very big kipper. There we are. There we are. Everyone see Kipper. Say hello to him. Give me your condolences, because you know what, Kipper? Fuck off. Yeet. Yeeteth.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
You seemed a little bit
Thank you,
too,
Mr. Hamish.
know,
We shall continue our investigation.
too quick to dismiss. Maybe Kipper, yes. Q wants me to affirm, Kipper. You got nice colours. You didn't hear it yet, you heard eat. I'm not surprised. Yo, give me your keys.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me.
Yep.
She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses.
Yep.
In fact,
Nah,
she
that's
should
it.
be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Food is great. Or is it? Twitch mobile, stop dying while I have you small. See, Ryan, it's clear you just need to make something big and then it will work perfectly.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah. At the moment, I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
He's not looking at me. He's very much avoiding my gaze. Been enjoying Helldivers 2, but down the bottom, right pain in the arse. Glad to hear it.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Big
Yes.
pride. I was
I
thinking
cannot say
of
that he was a
Ride doing
kind
something
man.
to sound to
He
make
never listened
other
to me
things
at
big.
all.
Ah.
He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over.
Ride's too
Perhaps
short
he
to ever
wasn't
be
so wrong about
considered
me
big.
after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed.
Right.
That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving
I saw
employee.
that glitch
In
with
fact,
Sherlock.
if we are to think logically at all, should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with
Yeah,
Mr.
you know
Hamish?
what we call that? That's
suppose so.
motive.
But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your
3 metres
father?
tall ride.
Oh, he hated my father. It was
If you
obvious.
want to be stepped on,
He
sure.
would be furious whenever my father
one
boasted
of your
of Kew
kings.
Gardens in the
Yeah.
newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
And Sherlock glitches again.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
See, I'm more willing to believe him, because that sounded like genuine certainty. Whereas Hamish just outright said that's a stupid name.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked
He
doors?
thinks he doth protest
Yes,
too
you
much.
can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
That's fine, we'll just come back
Thank
with
you,
a
young
Lestrade.
man. We shall see you again soon.
Oh, we have to meet Miss White. Oh, of course. Theft and murder. The killer may be those who stole the exotic plants, including deadly species from the last exhibition of the Kew Gardens. Yes. Okay. Okay. I want to go in this director's office. Let me in. Hey, I'm in. What the bollocks is that meant to be? That's a lot of shoes and slippers. What the shit is... Oh, really? Let's see if we can find a clue to that first.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
The Times, new plant species. The Kew Gardens seem pleased to announce the successful production of the new variety of barley. One that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference next Monday upon this very subject. Here's goes for random quote and gets, I like your glowy hand. I have no idea what that was from. Letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you're no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. Yep. Here goes for a random quote and goes, I'm fermenting. Here goes for a random quote and goes, oh god, it's like eating a slab of meat cut from Satan's sweaty arse. That is got to be an American sweet. Oh, look, champagne.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
Yeah, and a lot of money to spend on it. There's 3 fucking bottles here.
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
But no gin. And there you've put me on best behaviour.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Oh. Okay. Well, gonna eat a punishment snack. And it looks like I do have to just basically brute force that, which is a bit on the awful side. Oh, what on earth? I forgot it was that big. Two. Of course. Of course, it's a strawberry shortcake roll thing.
Worse.
Oh. It's not funfetti. Those don't exist anymore. They're all gone.
For now.
As far as I'm concerned, they do not exist. Oh. 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 Ah. Usually I would ask, how do you make a strawberry roll? Then answer whether you push it down a hill, but I'd rather my face get pushed down a hill after this. Ah. Oh. 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 That tastes like a twice digested pickle that's been dipped in vinegar. Ah. Ah. Alright. Let's recharge. Be the last cup of Old Grey. I think. Oh no, I've still got 2. And then it'll be on to English breakfast until I get a refill. Oh. Oh god, I feel like it's stuck in the back of my throat. Ah. Oh. Seems like it's beyond the tongue at the moment. Ah. It's the throat, which means every time I swallow I can feel it. Ah. Oh. Ah. Blech. I'll do it until that boils. Ah. Oh, that. Okay, so we have no clue with this. It is literally just trial and error. Oh, actually, wait. Hey, and then it should just all be... Ha. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and save the most extraordinary, precious and rare species of plant. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purposes. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarize the permissions on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodle on Tuesday as always. Montague done. Oh, okay. So we do have knowledge of the divine... From a statue, find a use for that. Okay. Letter of complaint. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie we need not elaborate was reported in the press of the case on June 14th, 1889. Excuse me. What you have done is quite abhorrent. We be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. Divine Syndicate. Okay. Maybe it was them who poisoned.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Read it first, maybe? Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. Radigan House Tailors and Baird & Sons Luxury Jewelers. Ah. Okay. Well, he was a little bit of a, poo sniffer. Do I hear sniff? Yes, sniff. Wet bottle trace. Sniff, sniff.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
And also...
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
Why, when I'm examining things,
such experiments
is Watson talking?
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around.
Just taking a sippy from it. It's fine.
Several drops of the bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Toby! Fetch Toby. I think Toby's the one that should be doing fetching. University of Cambridge Botanical Section.
A botany book.
What?
This student's book belongs to Albert.
This book belongs to Albert. Phoenix goes for a random credit. Yes, oh look, I'm squirting all over the fence. I'll be power wash. Really, that long ago I did power wash them with lid? Oh, look. Oh, that's kind of horrifying.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
But no
Do they
gun.
grow dangerous plants here?
So we can rule out sentient plants.
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Might have been the first time you did. I've only done power wash with her once.
chemicals, a sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
But why did you let me go into that when you could have just done one click and
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Wow, the shade.
What should we do next, Holmes?
I think you should shush.
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Oh, of course. Of course. Earth are we doing?
Open.
That was 100% Sherlock just using the power of his mind to think, open! And open it did.
Miss White's locker.
Mrs.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
No, importantly, Mrs., not Miss.
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I'm writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know we've had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Margaret.
These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
Did she do some pilfering? I think she did. Dear Margaret, I know how your financial circles are you at the present time. Please let me assure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honour if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Called it.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all these years have passed since you left and without any thought of us? You've never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now? We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first as we at home have always done. And none of us any comprise our reputation. It appears that you have already done with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. Your parents.
Jesus.
Wow. She's not doing too well.
Martin Hamish's locker.
I
A
can imagine.
review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens obliged me to renew my application for the management position. As I stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency, so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead, and free my mind from this uncertainty. Oh. We have motives
Martin
of
Hamish
both.
studied chemistry. Interesting.
Motives of both now. Oh. Right, goes from a random quote and gets Motyard. I have... Something? That must have been the Fortnite stream. Actually, no, that's too old. That's too old to be in Fortnite stream. I have no fucking clue.
father and I, Kew Gardens. Albert's locker.
Hat. Oops.
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
Splashes.
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Royal Naval School of NCO's Recruitment Centre, London. Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results with our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you to the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed the intention to entrust you to the directorship of the Royal Botanical Gardens in Kew, and it's particularly that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours very faithfully, J.M. Le Manchard, Director of the Royal Navy Training Centre. Oh.
Someone's daddy was pulling rank.
Young Albert, standing with a
Wank.
woman in front of London University.
That too.
Wanky nips. Come along, Watson. The game is afoot.
Locked.
I clicked the open button too quickly after doing the unlocking. Callie goes for random credit guess. I want to expel my lungs. I have no idea what that was about. Possibly sniffing a snack. To the desk of work.
A glasses case. It is empty.
So, presumably, Mr. Hamish's.
A thesis, written by Martin Hamish. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
The nursery. Oh, no,
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Yeah, specifically the bit that was very thoroughly cleaned.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Oh, you young, delicate plants. Bust. I think we found our murder weapon.
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place. Here it is. The marble fragment
Gosh
that we
dang it,
found in
Ride.
the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common. It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Aha, you're missing me with the fish. You're just hitting the Red Dragon Games logo. Nah. Someone get them some punishment. You cannot ruin the 69.
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
You ride.
Wait, why out of stock? That should be like at least 3 allowances per stream. What on earth? What in the shape?
Let me just reload Twitch.
Reward is on cooldown. It'll be back in 12 minutes. I need to change the description of that, because that still says Twinkie. Hit him out with a real fish? There's none anywhere nearby.
Yeah, there is.
You are not going to hit... You're not going to hit me with a neon tetra.
You're correct. But I'm just saying, there are fish nearby if I got squirrely enough.
Locked.
Oh, that was... Oh.
Open.
Oh.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Oh, my
Why,
word,
thank you, sir.
Watson!
And good day to you, too. But
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I
Wait.
am honoured to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret
My
White.
love,
Uh-huh.
what was the name of
Excuse
Watson's
me,
wife?
But are you Sherlock
Mary.
Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you
Ah.
here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Dude, yeah. Watson just put the Riz on straight away. Expensive perfume. Dead look in the eyes. Yeah, that could just be Sherlock.
Kitties.
Pink marks, Pulse Malnutrition, Pellagra. Poor family. And we know that. Oh. Unmarried, even though the thing said Mrs.
Yes, a theft of plants that took
Why
place
is
here a few
Watson
days ago
conducting
after their
this,
most
not
recent
Sherlock?
exhibition.
Because Watson can talk to
Oh,
women and
yes, of
Sherlock
course.
can't.
I quite forgot about that.
No, Sherlock can talk to women, just not respectfully.
Right, we're trying not to be offensive to
Oh,
any
it's
of the...
quite understandable that you might forget
Watson's
about
just
the
trying to
theft
get
of
his
plants, miss. After the tragedy
thingy
that took
soggy.
place here.
Yes. The director
I almost
was
broke
a
best
truly
behaviour with that.
good man.
I hope you can be happy.
It is such a terrible misfortune.
I'm gonna lay down. Continue to watch you and actually turn on the volume so I can hear you.
Me.
Would you
Happy
happen to
to.
know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honour.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic.
A master.
And very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
Yeah.
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
He's a hot. Go to sleep, Callie.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Villager escaped again?
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the three people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So,
One of them must be
someone
lying.
is lying. It is obvious.
Aqua Sloan, welcome. Your ISP is making this amazing stream a tad bit spotty, saddens me greatly. It could be Twitch. Twitch is having a big moment. A big moment of not doing its own job. Despite being, the only streaming service and making huge amounts of money.
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
That's definitely Albert's then.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office. From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay.
Poor Mr. Montague Dunn. It is so awful.
Yes, awful. Terrible, even. Tragic shame. My situation amongst social hearing completely depend on Montague Dunn's wealth. Mr. White and Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Mr. White from possession at Kew Gardens. Okay. That's all we've got so far, then. Okay, what task we got? We've got people to talk about. Okay, those bits to talk about, that bit to investigate. Okay, let's go and have a talk with the semi-ham. You know, Hamish. I can talk to Mr. Ham.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Oh, you lying toad!
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was,
no one else was a botanist.
He declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father, so it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
The bust. Tell us about the titties.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
By the way, I can say fuck again.
Bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room, in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
I have a doubt. Fragment.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
This
Do you
room?
know who moved it?
You're outside, my dude.
Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
I'm making my responsibility.
Evidently. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Make sure you get stoned. Not in the fun way. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, who had taken the credit for all of their work. Hamish was to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that it would not be possible with Dunn still alive. I don't have enough information to do J'accuse yet. What are we getting there? Don't go anywhere, Mr. Hamish. I am not done with you. Watson, get your hat out of my ass.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships,
God.
that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Mm.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your
The
application.
story's out in his own bum bum.
Oh, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Haunts. Haunts and texture. Albert had a motive to kill his father. Montague Dunn thwarted Albert's dream to join the Royal Navy. By killing his father, Albert could have had revenge and events to see his father's place in Kew Gardens. So technically, all three of them have got a motive. I'll leave him alone. This is interesting. All three of them technically do have a motive. Because, you know, Albert wanted to join the Navy and, you know, wanted his father out of the way, but that wouldn't explain why he's trying to be here, asserting himself as director of the gardens. This dude despised him for taking what he felt was his and his father's away. And young Miss White was on the verge of being fired for some whatever reason. So, Well, we need to do the research on the Divine Syndicate, and we also need to get Toby. So we'll go to Baker Street to do the thing. With the... Okay, their legs are just touching now. They are just absolutely touching.
This is where I keep my post.
Search case of June 14th, 1889. That's going to be under newspapers then. Scandal at Divine Syndicate. Scandal at the Divine Syndicate Club. The Divine Syndicate Club, followers of the God King Trewin, situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carlton Road, protectors of plants and more particularly trees, are currently the subject of an administrative investigation. Leaders of this organisation are suspected of financial malfeasance. Maybe this investigation will lead to charge of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inspection, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organisation, which has given its goal the defence and protection of nature, and which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representatives of the opposition party.
Here it is. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Watson, stop looking at the woman across the street through that.
Someone should take Toby for a walk.
We know
Have
you're
you found
thirsty.
something interesting?
We know you're thirsty, Watson, but goddamn.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
You're the good boy. You're the best boy. That doesn't look like Watson to me. That is not Watson's hair.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
I'm the boofer again. Boof, 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 boof. Boof, 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 boof. I love they don't seem to care. Can I go and pest you? Can I go and bite your bollocks off? Ow. Watson, why are you following the dog? That's doggo. Yes. Ooh, sneef, sneef. Sneef, sneef. He's giving the illusion of walkies. Sneef. Sneef, sneef, sneef. Hidden place.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
Hidden bottle.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes, a tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Is that the caterpillars that I was... One of these things said about caterpillars. Have I now just found the caterpillars that were mentioned? Oh my god. Everything's poisonous. Yes, I'm British.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis. This is the bottle that we found hidden at Kew Gardens. Let us use a pipette to take a sample of the liquid and fill a test tube.
He said pour it into the test tube, not use a pipette.
A colorless, water-based liquid.
Oh, inhale.
Quite a strong floral aroma.
Sneef, sneef.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
Holmes, why? I don't even know. Oh look, better fire effects than Callisto. That is not how physics. That is absolutely not how physics.
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
You know what? Sure. Fine. Yeah. Cool. Great. Now let's go talk to the crazies. At least he didn't drink that one. If he drunk the red one, I would have been also concerned.
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Sure. Oh my god. Hey, Ride, look. I'm directly under the trussie. You know, playing Bayonetta games with the idea that she's ace makes everything you care so much better. I know, right? Oh, God! You broke your 69,000 just for that. Worth it. Worth it. Or maybe it might not be. 1. Ah, it's funfetti. Oh, and best behavior, of course. Oh, would you look at that? It's the last pack of funfetti. Ha 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 ha. These have been squashed so much they actually kind of look like coins. Mouldy coins. Oh. 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 God, that tastes like month-old feet. Ah. Oh. Oh. Ugh. Ah, more like feet, Betty. Oh. Or fun feety. Oh. Oh. That was beyond foul. At least they're all done, though. That's the last of the funfetti. Now we're down to just 4 options. Strawberry shortcake rolls, the chocolate chip cream pies, the Rice Krispie treats, and the orange cupcakes. Ah. Oh. Hot piece. Broken pieces. Something hidden.
The Kew Gardens symbol.
But why?
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Also, that cover was... The asset was just moved. It wasn't actually changed to be an actual piece of cover. Oh, that is bad.
A fragment of a flower pot.
Oh, no. Why is it letting me do this? Why is it not stopping me?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock...
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, Mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself, I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who
I,
are extremely interested in the vegetation.
I can't help but notice the fact they've made him talk like Yoda.
Listening to you, I am.
Yeah. That's kind of choice. That is definitely a choice. Tattoo. He has a tattoo. Congratulations, Sherlock. You noticed a tattoo. Fingertip calluses. Okay. Useful. Palm injury. Acid burn. Chemical practice. Oh, no.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize and sharing of knowledge, are permitted.
I don't think that's what that word means.
Kingdom and its wisdom.
I've got to check that. It doesn't actually exist. It's a made-up word. It's actually 100% made up.
And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Click right there.
Do you have...
None. Not worthy there.
Random flower pots?
None. Not worthy there.
What the... I will eat your skin.
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Dump.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet, you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Yeah, sure.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Our God King's name is Trewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Hola. Good, good. I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy
The
donation
wisdom
can be
place.
whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
The wisdom
I pray
place.
you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Please,
Yes.
go to the wisdom place and taste our poo.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
I don't believe what I've just heard. Well, that's gonna be the stream title. Poo tasting in the wisdom place. What on earth? It's all the plants in which the species could be all but the deadly plants. Yes, you can find them. Still missing some clues. What on earth? That is not how locks work. Believe me, if the... There's sliding doors, you can't lock them like that with the tradition of lock and key. It doesn't work, you just slide them open again. What the fuck? I'm so glad best behaviour's over. Oh... Drugs table.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Oh my god.
It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. My...
Holmes is outright gonna overdose right here.
My... My...
I love the fact it's actually not stopping me. I am disappointed at how little balls I am tripping. I know that's not how cocaine works, but still.
The list of plant friends and benefactors, lawyers, well-known manufacturers, political leaders.
That says members and altruistic agents, not what you said, Sherlock.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
It's a padlock. Oh, I see. Sure. This is how he died in a story, people. He's on a lot of opiates. He's fine. An adept. He's just trying to, gently caress Sherlock's cheek. That does. You know what? That's going to be the screenshot. Oh, wow.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Just all of them.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. 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 These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
All of them. Holmes, you are going to get into trouble. Oh, sex sequence completed. Sex secrets. Plant sex.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Sherlock does know about.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens. That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
I swear I just heard a dog whine in-game.
Praise the grand tree, praise it! Osmosis and photosynthesis. Osmosis and photosynthesis.
This must be Trewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
Sure. It's an experiment. Now we got things to do.
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
Okay, so what have I got to do? I've got this to make. Right, so it's back to Baker Street. Baker Street. Yeah, it's actually I find to be a bit of a tricky one because quite a lot of different angles it could be. Watson, why?
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
So you thought the best thing to do would be to imitate him. Okay, sure.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening,
Watson, what
then
I know, right?
recommend that you put on the gas mask.
I'm calling it now. It's the one on the right. The one with the tubes.
A carnivorous plant. A prickly plant.
This is a strange and unusual plant.
What the fuck were those descriptions?
This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars.
What the fuck?
This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
What? Oh, what?
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant seems to have had no...
Oh.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Okay. Okay. I was not very good at botany. It's doubtful he could have learned how the plants made up its deadly spores or his biological knowledge to simulate dead plants. I know. Everyone says he's not that great at it. I am just. Let's think left the plants of the Kew Gardens on to the modern intelligent date. Install them before they were able to. That's what we've determined. Just like acquire the university might not be enough to guarantee that. But yeah, I'd say she'd have the knowledge. I would say that she would. I don't think we've got all the clues. I don't think we've got everything correct yet, but at least we've got that far. We might actually finish this case before the end of stream, and we actually might be onto the final case before we switch on to the next game. Jesus Christ. Talk to all suspects about the day of the murder. Oh, okay. Myrtle. What were you doing at the time of the murder? Little Myrtle here, little Myrtle there. It's always little Myrtle. Just little Myrtle as a treat. Myrtle. Right. Well, let's talk to all three suspects we got here.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
Okay.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
That checks out because his window was directly facing that area. And if Albert had been in a different place, then... Huh.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. These Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
That seems to check out.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh, my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
I am actually leaning towards it maybe being Miss White. Like, he seems massively shaken up by... Like, kid seems massively shaken up by his father's death. Like, you know, genuinely. Hamish had a reason to try and kill him, but he's... I don't know. He's shifty in some ways and not in others. You, on the other hand...
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
That seems sus as fuck.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Okay.
Everyone has gone.
Oh my god.
The way is clear.
I want to go and have a look at the laboratory and listen to that thing. And then we'll return to do some reconstructing. I do not know this entire area. At least it's not going around the whole, fucking Tower of London. That's some small mercy. I don't know, we might not finish this case tonight. We might, or we might not. This is not where This is not the laboratory. The laboratory is all the way back here. The laboratory is in here.
Here it is.
The 320.
Cylinder records.
Okay, so where is the phonograph to listen to this? Oh, there it is.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
But was she really? I feel like I'm missing something still. I mean, yeah, I'm missing a clue. Missing one clue, which should indicate as to, who would have known the correct order. Simulate these things. Already looked at all those. It's gonna bother me. No. Diplomas.
An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year. A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
See, that suggests to me that... you would know.
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing. But it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
So Hamish regularly works here, and that is a perfect...
from this window.
So he would have been able to see when Dunn was... Oh, actually! The vent! The fucking vent! Oh! Because there's that vent in there, isn't there? That's a missing clue, I bet.
First of all, I need to visit the Colonial Collection Room to see how those caterpillars dropped onto the deadly plants.
Venti. Ah, yes. Large. I think. That's small. Or medium, I don't know. I don't know Italian. I just know that's one of the three sizes of cup you can get from Starbucks. Venti from the hit game Genshin Impact. So inhaling the spores, then escaping the room, and then, you know, cough cough, death death.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
And cliffhanger. Tee Oh, I think that is going to be Hamish. Mr. Hamish is the one who did it. I mean, in fairness, also, Margaret White could have been lying. She could be lying about brain. About the workshop being in the laboratory. She could have easily put another phonograph tube in 320. That's possible. That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah. But that is where I'm going to be ending things for today. Thank you all very much for coming along, for your support. It's all greatly appreciated in whatever way you choose to show it. Next stream from me is going to be tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. EST, which is 4:30 p.m. GMT, where I'm going to be continuing with Final Fantasy XIV, and I'm getting through Post Realm Reborn. We might even hit into Heaven's Ward. Who knows? But until then, thank you all again for coming along, for your support. It's all greatly appreciated, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, a good night, a good afternoon, a good morning, or a good evening, whatever time it's for you. Until then, though, stay safe, stay amazing, and see you later. Bye.